Greetings everyone, Professor Muhammad here. This video overview is going to show you how to log on to Blackboard and to give you an overview for how I generally arrange the layout for my online courses. Well, at least starting now as of 2020. All right, so I'm going to log on to Blackboard from GRCC's homepage. To do that, I'm on the homepage. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to select Blackboard. This will take me to the Blackboard login page. One of the things I suggest you do is consider just adding this logon page, this blackboardbb.grcc.edu to one like as a bookmark so that you can bypass the login, the homepage for that, but whatever works for you. Once you log on to Blackboard, before you go straight to your classes, I'm going to strongly suggest you take a moment to look and see what you find on the login landing page for Blackboard. There's a lot of information here. So if you look across the top of my screen, it won't look the same as yours because it depends on your role at the college. However, you will see several different boxes. So for example, I have tools. There's a quick way to get to information, announcements from the institution and possibly your instructors, and then a list of your courses. And that's where you will find all the courses that you're in. If you are a part of organizations or student organizations, you may have an organizations list. But I just tell you, please scroll down the entire page. So here at the bottom of the landing page, after I've logged on, lots of information here that students, faculty, staff, many of us just don't pay attention to. So you want to take a moment to look and get a feel for all of the content that Blackboard has to help you access information even before you get to your class. Okay, so I'm going to go into the class that I want to be in, and that's what you would do. For this, I'm going to use this overview, I'm using a template course because it shows a general outline for how I lay out my courses. So I'm going to enter the student view. I usually have some sort of graphic. You come into my class in the announcements page, and this is where you'll see lots of announcements, but when I post announcements on Blackboard, they are automatically sent to your email. Please make sure you use your GRCC email. If you don't check it, call IT or go to the directions to figure out how to have your GRCC forwarded to whatever email account you do look at regularly. That is the email that your instructors will use to contact you for GRCC business. So I am not allowed to use other emails. If you email me from a different email, I will find your GRCC email and respond to you. Okay, so as I said, when you log on into my classes, you're going to come in the announcements page. A couple of ways to pay attention to where you are. Across the top of the screen, you'll see the main link for your class, and then across the top you will start to see what's called a breadcrumb. So this tells us we're inside the announcements page. What I'm showing you now is just, or what I'm telling you now is just another way to stay oriented, because in the online setting you can open so many links and boxes and get lost. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you know where you are. Another interesting thing that happens when you come into Blackboard, the main menu will usually be on your left side, and it has this black background with white wording for the different pages that you can open. However, this is a menu that can open and close. So I just closed that menu. When you come into Blackboard, sometimes it may be closed. And I don't want you to freak out like I did in the past and couldn't figure out how to get around Blackboard because I did not know this menu opens and closes. It has this little arrow tab, and I click on that, and there we are, it's open. And another weird thing that may happen that shouldn't, there's this little drop-down menu next to the course ID information. For some reason, that could be closed sometimes. If it is, you don't see the full menu. All right, you want to make sure that drop-down little arrow is expanded. All right, so my menu is usually set up in a couple of sections. I have the table of contents. That's where I put what's called the front matter. This is the information that you need, but it's not necessarily the everyday work of class. And I try my best to organize my menu alphabetically. It just works better with my brain. My brain is on the side of attention deficit disorder and a I'm also a dyslexic learner, so putting things in as much order as I can get, even if it doesn't make sense, like, well, I use alphabetical order, but it just makes things easier to find. And so that's what I attempt to do, is keep things in alphabetical order on the main menu. So under the table of contents with the first front matter, you will always see announcements. I don't like this glossary. It's not supposed to be here. It's in the wrong spot right there, so ignore that. Instructor content, contact, and then virtual office. The virtual office is an important area. This is whether you're in a face-to-face class, a virtual class, or online class. The virtual office is where you can come in here and ask questions, post comments. You can answer each other's questions, but it's set up so that the major assignments or tasks that you're working on during the semester is kind of organized. So if you have a question about the syllabus, there's a specific thread for it. If you want to make an appointment, there's a thread for that, for posting an appointment. And I believe in my appointment, it gives you some information about what you need to consider if you're making an appointment. Well, here's an area that I want to go back to the breadcrumbs across the top. So I went into the virtual office, and inside the virtual office, I went into the a specific thread. So if you look across the top here, it lets us know we're in the discussion board area, we're in the virtual office forum, and we're actually able to work directly here in the thread for this particular posting item. So I can maneuver through Blackboard using that breadcrumbs. It's important to keep a hold of that, knowing where you are. So here, if I use that breadcrumbs to go backwards, now it's taken me all the way out of the virtual office and to the discussion board area. And in this area, you can see all of the forums that have been created. So just before I move on, just want to note that if you click on discussion forums from the main menu, you will see the large groupings of discussions and assignments. This is the area in which we try to simulate talking to each other back and forth, but it's not in real time. However, if we click on the virtual office, this will take you directly inside the forum for which those links are there to help facilitate discussions around assignments. So yes, there are two links here. They do slightly different things. Once you get to know Blackboard, you'll know, like, I just have an office hour question or a virtual question, and you want to click on the virtual office, and it'll bring you right into this area. And then I have all these links. You just need to pay attention to what you're looking for so that you can post in your question or your comment in the correct area. And then on the main menu, you'll see the main content. And this is where you'll usually see something called course documents. The course documents area, it's going to have the syllabus. It's going to have all the major assignments. So this is an area that I strongly suggest you visit often, and you download and save any attachments so that you can get to them without having to have the internet. If you go ahead and save them on a flash drive. I know that's very old-fashioned, but it's you don't need the internet to access your content. If you have able to save it on your desktop, do so. Of course, people like to save things on the Google Drive, but you still need the internet to get that. So keep that in mind. You want to download your documents so that you can get to them. This also may mean you may want to print things out at some point. Okay, so the course documents area, if I do surveys, you'll see a survey area. Sometimes I do bonus points. There will be a content area specifically for bonus points, and then you'll get however many weeks. You likely will not see this many weeks at one time. I usually unveil the weeks one or a few at a time as the semester goes on. This is my template course, so I kind of have all the weeks showing. And then you have something called the appendix or the back matter, and this is where you'll find additional information or additional content that you may not need on a regular basis. But for example, here's the quick link to the IT help desk, and a quick link to the library, and a quick link to a specific writing lab. All right, so that's my super duper trying to tell you a lot about Blackboard and not take up too much of your time. There will be kinks, there will be issues. We will work them out. Do not panic. Post, communicate with me during office hours, and above all, make sure you are paying attention to your time so that you can get help in enough time to address whatever surprising issue we're going to come across this semester. Thanks.